Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling coherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And they continue with Disco Elysium, Blind.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
A woman's voice answers, muffled by the door.
Tired. Controlled.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she has had an extended stay. Piles of the dirty clothes. Women's. She's made around 4 months of payments for this room. The room has sand all over it. Reminds you of your own. And you see the yard below. The corpse is no longer there.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners. Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Oh, so is she like a recovering addict? Or an active addict? Nacra, opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
He nods, then looks at the door.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
That's quite a collection here.
Anything of note?
It's been used quite a lot. This toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give a damn about her teeth.
Okay, I do have a mode to get a little more electrochemistry.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush, and...
Is there anything interesting in here?
a bright orange bottle with Peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about it?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Peptide.
Peptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Yeah, of course not. You feel someone watching you behind the glass door. A woman. Actually, I think there was another door down here. Maybe not. Must have misinterpreted something. The bed has been hastily made. Smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astromental. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Where does this lead to?
I don't know, Lieutenant Yefreiter. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Do you think it's important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
See, the main investigation and the door below are merging into a stereo investigation.
I hate it when that happens.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Yeah, I'm not going to kick the door down, at least not yet. Not before I establish probable cause.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got here.
It's much nicer now.
Her eyes wander north towards the yard.
Where the dead body used to hang. Clearly visible from the roof. But no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her eyes. The same sadness? Yes. From back in the hallway when she first told you about the hanging. In the hallway.
You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Well, no. I just trashed the place.
I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
She smiles with her eyebrows.
I am Kim Kitsuragi. I am a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
This does not come as good news to him.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
Once a cop, always a cop.
Like riding a cop-a-cycle.
She takes a sip of her coffee.
There is the tiniest bit of flattery in there. The way her eyes move from your shoulder to shoulder.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
She takes a pensive drag of her menthol cigarette.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
Hate to say it, but you've got sad all over the place.
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
What exactly is the nature of the contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
She taps the roof with her heel.
Somewhere below, military-grade sand is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
Something is bad in my head, in the past.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
It's a feeling white and filled with doom, gaseous, invisible, deadly, everywhere.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got, with a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Yeah, probably. I seem to be thinking about my ex-wife a lot. Probably.
Love is terror.
She breathes in a large billow of methanol-infused smoke, savors it, and then lets it out slowly. What are you doing here in the Whirling in Rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
The bills downstairs concur.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here in Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been.
I'm really not.
Where does this door lead to?
You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it, in case the contamination gets to the roof and I have to move on. No luck.
You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there,
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
she says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
Yeah, if it's prescription drugs, assuming that those are all legal prescriptions, which I guess I don't have a way of knowing, it was quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The anti-star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
The collection includes Nacra and opioid antagonists.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Yeah?
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Her histone isn't aggressive, just inquisitive.
Better safe than sorry.
She takes a drag and smiles. You seem to have, among other things, Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
Yeah, so she's depressed and probably also partially self-medicating with drugs, which is something that happens quite often to people. That's all as far as this goes.
Very funky.
I have other questions.
Okay.
I noticed your room is close to mine. I have a personal question.
Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
She pours herself more coffee.
Good, yes. This means she could have heard something, like what you were doing before you blacked out.
Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
Well, I guess I have to ask that when he's not here.
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's fair. They tell us you've been through something difficult.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Were you sexually assaulted, miss?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
She takes a quick drag, unperturbed.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
And what does that mean? Were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Titus has asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
She cradles her coffee cup in her hands.
Warming them.
So what did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Partied? Where have I heard that before?
A lot of partying going on.
What kind of partying? Point to your bloated face. The kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? Keep pointing to your face. I didn't know it was possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Were feelings involved?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Are you sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
Does that mean you're 11% not sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Do I?
Maybe you don't.
The ash... She flicks a bit of ash away. It lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it off.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
Well, sexual assault is a serious matter. I need a serious statement from you.
Serious.
She takes a long, hard drag of her cigarette and stretches her neck.
You hear cracking in her shoulders.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been?
What did they hang him for if not for rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
How do the Hardy Boys know? Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
There's silence. Her brows meet in the middle for a pained frown.
I'm not picking up on any theatrecraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Where were you when this happened?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
Another puff, more nervous.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
Must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window. in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
The call reporting the hanging, that was you?
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
She takes a drag, her voice thick with disgust.
Tearing off his armor. Demeaning him. Throwing rocks at him.
The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked it? How?
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So, she's God's mystery phone cutter.
And in the process you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry. Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Seems you had some idea. That was nifty.
Thanks.
She manages a smile.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
And she looks at the floor, it's tarred. And how did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Could that be why they lynched him? Jealousy?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
What do you mean?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
That's pretty sad and rather disgusting. Thank you for telling us all of this, miss.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
He looks at you.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion?
I had something else before we go, a little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Actually, what is your name, miss? I'm just going to ask because maybe she'll introduce herself differently. For the record.
Klaasje Amandu.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese, as does her accent.
Could we take a look at your... How old are you?
I'm 28.
Are you from Oranje?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
What do you do, miss? What's your specialization?
Something stupid.
Wanna hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm.
because he's under the radiator.
He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
Already is lit.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
She raises both eyebrows. What is Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters.
Revacholian literature too?
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
Well, I do kind of feel the urge to save the world, or at least bits and pieces of it. I guess that's why I'm on the case.
That's the natural state of the Revacholian hero.
She breathes in methanol-flavored fumes, savoring it, and breathes out. The literature, what do you do with it?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
How do you make money then? Money is very important.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Being what?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranier 37.
She smiles.
It's the world's most tired smile. Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
I'm pretty sure you have the legal right. No, I have the legal right to demand your passport. How do we know you told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Klaasje Mondu. It's a weird name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okay then.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
Look her in the eye. That's a white check. Okay.
She looks back. Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
What is happening? Am I being attracted to her and that's making me act stupid?
Nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting.
Am I being beguiled?
She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head.
Avert your eyes.
The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
Let's return to this later, miss.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
I'll actually put another point into that. And try again, because that seems kind of important.
Hello, officer? What brings you up here again?
Obviously, her involvement in this case seems kind of crucial, seeing how it was her, supposedly, according to the Hardy Boys, that was the instigating, reason behind that guy getting killed, which she says is actually a lie.
Just like the last time. Light brown eyes look back at you. All is as it was. You feel cigarette fume rise from her lips. She's just as beautiful. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise. The strange moment ends.
Okay, that's probably not the best use of my points. But I guess I will put another point into that. So I am very interested in learning what she knows.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
Yeah, am I infatuated? What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do? I'm merely a master thespian. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info. You can't trust them anymore.
I knew something was off.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them.
Does this mean she's been lying to me?
Yes. Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies. That is correct. And omissions too.
Can I trust that guy?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Can I trust any of them ever again?
Don't be melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss Orange Disco Dancer here.
How did this happen?
How it always does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Can't you turn them normal again?
No.
What use is it then?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
I've been talking to myself long enough. Let's get back to it.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Don't say anything.
For a second, her face disappears from your cornea. Only a silvery negative remains. Still smiling, a tired smile.
I'll return to this later, miss. Now, she said she herself doesn't know what's behind this door, so I might
The same small, heavy door.
actually try opening it. It's only 3% chance, so probably not going to happen, but... no, not this. I meant... this.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it, gung-ho style, entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
All right, let's trash the place.
She nods approvingly.
Let's not.
Yeah, I guess let's not.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I have reason to doubt my abilities to see through her lies.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Well, something is off here.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Confront the Hardy Boys. Yeah, I think I will.
It's you again. What is it?
Klaasje says, let's go over the rape victim again.
Again? Seriously, man. Fine. Fire away.
Okay, so there's really nothing to add through this line of questioning.
Yeah, whatever.
She says she wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
The big man's eyes bulge. The big man's eyes and his veins bulge.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Crazy, what are you talking about? She was very lucid.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
The lieutenant's voice is beginning to betray his agitation.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
He takes a step closer.
Titus Hardy!
Her voice rings through the room like a warning shot.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me this soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Where can I listen to this?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
He whispers.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one, or maybe it's too broken.
Where did you get this tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Actually, there are a few. Crypto analyst, radio officer.
So you've bugged them. How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing the advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
The chief picks back his beer back up to offer a silent toast.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
So what's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why once you listen to it.
Now that is intriguing. You had me at door gunner.
That's enough for now. I'll get back to the investigation.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
I'll listen to it.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
I'm going to take off now. And so do I need to do it actually in my room? Either in your room or find one from a pawn shop. Okay, but should I be listening to it like in the middle of the bar? A bit weird, probably. A magnetic tape acquired from Titus Hardy. It supposedly holds a recording of the mercenary task force radio communication recorded via a de-encryption station. Not a good omen. Requires a boombox to play.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
Another loud screech, some kind of machinery.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
I clicked in silence. The rest of the tape is empty. That's not very good evidence, because first of all, you don't even clearly... it's not even possible to clearly identify who's speaking at what point, but also he doesn't specify, like, that's disco whore, but which one?
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porteria. The tape stops spinning.
What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about.
The South Safre conflict is an ongoing proxy war between Grad and Safre. It has been hot for 12 years, with the atrocities piling on, mostly committed by the Grad.
You think he was there?
Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service.
A symbol of soldier of the apocalypse style conduct in a civil environment.
Who's this Corty?
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
What was that at the end? Silence?
End of recording.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
He also sounded inebriated.
Still.
The lieutenant looks at the tape. You're familiar with this look now. It's him. It's his look of suspicion.
There's more going on here than we know.
Okay then, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for Klaasje, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Okay, but I'll talk to the mercenary guy first. So maybe I'll be better prepared to cross-examine her afterwards. Okay, I can't.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
More questions about this so-called assault?
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Okay, I guess I don't have any more.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
How about more questions about your room?
Yeah?
Well, I guess not.
All right.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down. This does not surprise her.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
Well, does he specifically identify you? I wouldn't say so. It wasn't a name. On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are his exact words.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
She picks the cup back up.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Kohoi was mentioned, yes.
He wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character. Trained to observe, even.
Into his... I wouldn't say it's a coping mechanism. Maybe it kinda is. Like, you know, if you present yourself as very hardened and dangerous, that means other people can't... Like, you're dangerous, so it means you have authority. Coping mechanism?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that. He was like the Semonese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
When he said he was done, and done mentally, it didn't sound like a joke. It sounded like a deeply troubled man.
He said he was mentally done. That sounds like a broken man to me.
Well, maybe I pieced him back together with my magical personality.
Weren't you afraid?
Afraid of what? That tape the Hardy Boys recorded? Your mother probably never told you this, but girls are evil. Had I the physical robustness and social support, I'd be in Kohoi. I would be tearing it up Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
There is a small measure of pride in her that she could quell the rage in such a being. What kind of man was he? Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Now that you've had some time, can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
You liked it?
Quite a lot, yes.
Was it an Oranese map of the waterways? What did it represent? Do you know? It's probably best to ask not leading questions.
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
Showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
He's smoking and drinking, of course. and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?"
She points it at the air with her sharp-nailed finger, picking out an imaginary tattoo star.
And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh yeah.
Can you tell me precisely what this means? Hand her the photo.
No thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
She pours herself more coffee.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Oranje needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Semenine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Change of topic, perhaps?
Where is Lelystad, the place I mean?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
You were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Semenine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
As an Oranje yourself, didn't his lack of patriotism annoy you?
No, there's nothing on Moindi. The old world is dead and we both knew it. Come to think of it, maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me too.
She looks around, the wind in her hair. How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
The memory makes her smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Taps on the notebook once, although assigning, as though assigning some kind of a point.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die. The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's clearly sensing something. A spike in testosterone levels, perhaps.
His eyes were blue?
Yes. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies. It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
Did I say brilliantine? I think I'm not going to mention either of those because this is really weird and this is a little unprofessional.
The young woman nods.
We ordered a toxicology report. Any idea what that will show us?
A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. Barbiturates, amphetamine, sildenafil. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now.
We've requested a semen screening from processing, which, if there was... Actually, I don't think they ever got back to me on either of those points.
Good for you.
What do you think it will tell us?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had sex with someone else. We didn't go steady.
Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. Technically not. Come on, man. Listen. You can't trust them. It's just you and me.
Tell me something odd. Did he enjoy his death?
Why do you ask?
She seems unsurprised.
Just have her answer the question. Don't give explanations.
Please answer the question, miss. Did he enjoy the moment of his death?
I don't think he enjoyed dying, officer. He had too much left to do. Too many third world conflicts. Couldn't tap out just yet.
Everything checks out here. It's all A-OK. Good answer. No, it doesn't check out. Can't you see she's clearly avoiding something here? That's a strange thing to suggest. The lady is as fair and just.
Okay, but I can't press her, so I think we're finished with this line of questioning.
All right.
The lieutenant puts back the slip in his notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
I'll return to this later, miss.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
That's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
I got this, my age. I think I'm...
Yes?
A rough 30? I would say older probably, although, again, heavy drinking and drug use makes me look older and present older. Like, I would say more like 40, but... Early 30s? A rough 30. I lived it up.
You're a rough rider, but not in your early 30s. Do you want to know the truth?
Bring it on. I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Oh, so it's an actual thought. Okay, I might exchange something that I already have.
The same small, heavy door.
Because not all of them are that useful to me, to be honest. Although I only have 1 point, maybe it would be better to save that for some skills. Whatever. I guess maybe remembering something about myself will help me in the long run. This is kind of pointless. It has already done what use it had to me, so I'll forget this. And I'll consider my age. Date of birth generator. Your face looks like it's 58, and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than it ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience walked the planet's crust? Time to start racking the brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Talk to Titus. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I have left to do as of now. But I'll still do it next time because this episode has been long enough. So I'm going to save and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.